Hey everybody, it's Russ Curtis, Professor of Counseling. This is a dope boutique channel for divergent healers. And what I mean by divergent is people who think differently. And I love the followers on this channel because I know you think differently and you're open-minded folks. Let's look at something that we really need to pay attention to. And I'll tell you what caused me to create this is I know that there is a university within our UNC system, the University of North Carolina system, where the undergraduate programs, several of them are being cut due to financial concerns. And here's the deal. I'm going to link another video here, but higher education has increased roughly 3,000%. So there's going to have to be some changes made. Higher education and healthcare are the two most disruptible markets, and they will be disrupted. I'm hoping all the advocates out there will help us move this in the right direction. Let's look at the economics of counselor education. First, know that there is little to no research indicating more classes equals an effective counselor. I suspect many of y'all know really good counselors who don't have counseling degrees. My mom, for instance, was an excellent counselor, and she did not have a degree. But let's look at what happened. By the way, my master's program was 42 hours, okay? But then it moved up to 48 hours, okay? That was 16 classes at roughly $1,300 a class, which was close to $21,000. Then KCREP decided it needed to be bumped up to 60-hour program. That essentially added another $5,000 to the program. So for a total of $26,000. Now, when the accrediting bodies say that we need more hours and more classes, you know who really likes that? The universities, because the universities get a lot of this money. So the universities never say, hey, accrediting body, I think that's too many hours. By the way, in my 24-year history in academia, I do know of one program where we hired somebody. I think it's worth mentioning that this was a non-white faculty who came in saying, hey, these programs are too many classes. It makes it inaccessible to folks that are not in the higher income range, and we need to lower it. And they did. They decreased the number of classes in this program. I've only heard of it once, but it can be done. All right, so let's look at debt repayment. For those of you that are thinking about going into graduate school, for $26,000 at 10 years, 5%. That's the typical repay if you're doing loans, student loans, would be $276.47 per month. So the total repayment, including interest, would be $33,000. The average counselor salary, and this comes from the Bureau of Labor Statistics in May 23, was $50,000. I will say that I'm focusing on the agency counselors. School counselors, the average salary is higher than that. I think it's around high 50s. But you may want to look into that. But I'm focusing now on the agency counselors. So here's some things that need to happen. The agencies, whenever you get hired, they're going to provide their own training, and they're really good at it. The other thing is you have to get supervision for two years postgraduate in order to earn your full license. So you're getting a lot of education from the agency you're working in, from the supervisor you're working with. Also, you've got to do continuing education. That is built into becoming a licensed clinical mental health counselor. So every 2 years, you've got to complete 40 contact hours. There's a lot of good stuff out there. And so the learning never stops. So I'm hoping that you'll consider this. I think education is going to be disrupted. I'm hoping that the really wise advocates out there will move this, because essentially the more this costs, unless you've got scholarships, so unless you're the privileged academically gifted, that's a privilege, or you're the privileged high SES, or you've got a grandparent, a parent, or somebody footing the bill, this keeps everyday people from not being able to pursue counselor education. So hopefully you will think about this and share it. I'm going to link it with another video on what I think could be some changes made to counselor ed. Let me know your comments on this. We'll talk to you in the next video. Take good care.